If I had to answer what music meant to me, I would say that music is probably one of the best forms of expression that we have, because it is delivered melodically, and people remember melody easier than they remember words. Um, Also, people always have time to think about what they're trying to say. And a lot of times when you're talking, just expressing yourself to someone, you see you get jumbled up in your head. But with a song, you have time to think about the line and say it a different way, and think about it. Sometimes you have years to think of an experience. To me, it's been a form of, expressing what has happened to me in my life, and it has saved my life sometimes. Lifted me out of like deep sadness. It has fed me, taking care of me and my family, and it's been quite a journey. It's journey of learning, of experience, of growing, and it has been a beautiful experience for me. If I had to describe my songwriting process, I would say that it's varied and it's changed as I've progressed in my career. At first, I would be with a book all the time and I would write, and it could be a line. So I would be sitting here and thinking about, let's say, the word Aboriginal and trying to break it down into, original ab, you know, you just break it down into little things and keep thinking about that. And earlier, once in a while, a song would just come to me. So there's a song called Imperfect Me on my second album. And that song, I just sat down and it just, some have no time for drama, talking with plenty grammar, so eloquent, no stammer, dancing like MC Hammer, some have no imperfection. And it just sort of, flowed out of me. Right now, the reverse is the case. So I hardly ever write anymore. That's been the case since 2016. And what I will do is I will sit in the studio and listen to music. And as much as possible, I try to imagine what I want to say, think about what I want to say and let it, develop a narrative in my heart. And then I'll just sort of, write a line and another line and another line in my head, and then maybe record 4 lines, and then add another 3 lines to that. Um, I think that if I had to pick one way that's better than the other, I would say the first way is better because it's more intricate. Now I don't have as much time in the studio. Your first album is always, all of your life up until that point, and your second album is shorter time after that. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful process. Also, I write a lot of music. I produce a lot, so that's also a part of the process. But I mean, there's no right or wrong way to write a song. And sometimes you're collaborating with people, which I encourage people to do more. But it's always a beautiful experience. I have written a heartbreak song many times, many times. In fact, I've done a project that's going to come out sometime in 2020 that's completely about a heartbreak. And probably I would say the love of my life up until now. You know, yes, it didn't end up working out, but um, it can be very cathartic sometimes. Sometimes it can be, you know, heart wrenching. And in that particular process, the songs just flowed out. They just came out. But it's all part of the experience of being a human being. Again, if you remember, I said songwriting is part of expression. So the first thing I always say to an artist is, if you have experienced something, then you'll be able to write music. I think the tough thing is sometimes as an artist, you become so insulated in your house, in your big car, in the VIP, in the club, and you stop having real experiences. All the experiences you have are with people that love you, people that say yes to you, stuff like that. And if you just take some time and go and live in the real world, you'll have real experiences. So heartbreak is definitely one of those things that people, deal with. My first heartbreak. So I was 19. I was 19. And I was in the US in school, and I met this girl. She's just so amazing. She beat me in basketball, and we started this friendship, and we it was her birthday in the summer. And in the summer, I was working two jobs and I was trying to, and I didn't have a lot of money. I was trying to use some of that money to pay my school fees and my tuition. And she wanted to, so I had this plan. I knew some things she wanted and I was going to spend my money and buy this. Maybe I had like $300. And then there's a singer called Macy Gray that came into town. And Missy Gray had a song at the time. I tried to say goodbye with a song. Anyway, so she wanted to go. I couldn't afford the tickets. They were like $150 per ticket. And so I sort of, like, it's infantile, but we do it where you say to yourself, if this person really loves me, then they won't go without me. But you're like, sure, you can go. You set up a test or whatever. So I had this friend that I think that she liked, a close friend. I think that she really liked him before, but she was like, oh, this person asked me to go. And I was like, okay, you can go if you want to. And they went. The concert started maybe like 7:00, ended like 9. She didn't get home till midnight. And I had to work that night. And I remember I was sitting in the library. I can still remember that moment. I can remember where I was sitting in the library, sitting down, and like, I remember like crying without crying. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, and just sitting there and my heart like broke. And I try to tell people that there's a difference between getting your heart broken and getting your heart bruised. So if you play sports, you understand that a bruise can feel as bad as a break. You can really bruise your ankle or sprain your ankle and it hurts. It can sometimes even feel worse than a break. The difference between the two is that when you break a bone, your bone can never be as strong as it was before. And so when something happens to you that fundamentally changes you, I think that that's heartbreak. So you can be hurt by someone and then you can, move past it or whatever. But when you go through something that changes how you see people and changes your level of trust or whatever, I think that that's heartbreak. And that really changed me. It really changed me. I think even up till today, I'm still trying to return back from. I think maybe because it was also piled on top of all my insecurities. At the time, I'm surrounded by rich friends that have all this stuff, and here I am, this, pastor's kid in America trying to make it, and the woman that I want to, validate that I'm valuable through loyalty, and maybe not her fault. I mean, it's a concert. She wanted to go to a concert, whatever, but yeah, it's my first heartbreak. Have I ever broken anyone's hearts? I would say, I would assume so a few times. I've definitely been unfaithful at times, been selfish, and no excuse, but I think that, or I would say that I would trace it back to me going through what I went through in my own heartbreak and being like, I'll hurt you before you hurt me. There's an album called A Study on Love, and the album is about me breaking someone's heart and telling the person that the reason I've broken this person's heart is because my own heart has been broken. So there's a song called E in it. The names of the songs are ILOVEU, right? And the song E is about saying, how can I give love when I'm empty? That's E. Tank is on E. So that's what the song is about. Hi, my name is Jude Abaga, aka MI Short Black Boy, African rapper #1. I'm a musician, I'm an entrepreneur, and this is my first.